Hey guys, so this is gonna be kind of a shitty video. Like, it's not gonna be a video that anybody wants to see. It's not gonna be a video that, like, let me scoot back. It's not gonna be a video that, like, I wanted to make, but here we are. So, before the last video that I posted, I relapsed, and I'm not the type of person that's like, I'm gonna relapse, so I'm gonna do like this tiny line of cocaine. Like, if I'm gonna relapse, like, I'm gonna shoot up heroin, which is exactly what I did and have been doing since then. So let's just like rewind. What is that? Oh, it's a piece of my nail. Anyway, I told you guys that my meds, like my mental health, was not going well. Like, they were switching my meds up. They shouldn't have, in my opinion. I had a doctor that wanted to put me on a medication that I hadn't done well with in the past, and since you my ice cream, I really don't care. And I don't want to do it, but like, the thing is like, the form of this medicine is you can get it in a shot, and it lasts for like, I think you guys are like really dirty, so I'm gonna find something to wipe you off with. This dirty tissue should be just fine. I know it didn't make it a rinse, but anyways, I finally gave in, and I was just like, whatever, give it to me. Give me the meds, because God forbid you question a doctor, especially a doctor like this. And so the first week was okay, but then like, I started having, you guys know I'm bipolar. If you didn't know, I was bipolar. The second week, I started having like manic episodes that were like mixed, which means I was super depressed, but like, and my mind was going like 1,000 miles an hour, and there was just no way to like calm myself down. Like, I literally wanted to, like, put my head through a wall. Like, the anxiety was just, like, unbearable. And nothing I did, not smoking weed, not, like, anything that I did, took it away. Well, now this shot is already in my system, and it's a 30-day shot, so I've got 30 days to look forward to of this at the time. So I just fell into, like, a manic depression. And, like, if you're not bipolar, you're probably like, well, what the fuck is that? But, like, it's like a depression where you are completely restless. Like, you can't sleep, you can't watch TV, you can't eat, you can't walk, you don't enjoy things, you don't. It's like being depressed, but, like, irritable as fuck. Like, on high alert. Like, my senses were, like, I was convinced that, like, there were people, like, outside. Like, it was just, like, it was a lot. So I went back to my doctor and I was like, look, this is not working for me. I knew this wasn't gonna work for me. Like, I knew it from day one, but I gave in to you for some reason. And that, like, pissed him off. That, like, made him mad. And he's like, well, I've never forced you to take anything. Like, da-da-da-da-da. Like, and I said, no, like, you've never forced me. But, like, I felt cornered. I felt like I had no place to go. So I relapsed, because that's what addicts do. They do what they know will make them feel better. And so I did. And it worked. And so I'm gonna binge for a little while. I was not quite binge level the last video. I was, like, teetering. I knew, like, I know myself, and I knew that it was coming. Like, I knew I was just gonna go, like, off the rails, and something bad was bound to happen. I gotta kill this ant really quickly. Fucking die. Oh my gosh. And I outran my Mountain Dew forever, and now, like, all the fizz is gone. And I have dead ant on the bottom of my Mountain Dew. Like, if y'all haven't tried this Mountain Dew, by the way, it's fucking fire. Like, get your corpse over here, like, in the corner. Okay. Ant dead. It's not dead. Oh my god. it's like a worker, not like a worker ant, like a army ant. Anyway, in the video, like, I was okay, but I was on the edge. Like, I was teetering. I was teetering. And then, some other meds, I decided that I needed to go to detox. After the binge. Okay, so like, I'm teetering, binge. Like, and when I say binge, I mean like I'm getting high from like sun up to sundown to sundown to sun up. Like, and I am a person that does not use speed at all. Like, at all. I'm super sensitive to speed. I don't know what the deal is. It's just one of those things. I have never been able to use it. I've never liked it. Whatever. So I went back to my best friend, heroin. Well, it's fentanyl now. Like, I don't know why they even call it heroin anymore. So, I was on this shit, and I was on this shit hard. Like, 2, 3, 4 grams a day. Like, no problem. Like, and I was functioning. No, that's not true. I wasn't really functioning. I thought I was functioning, but it was clear to everyone around me that I was not functioning. And so then comes rehab. You know what I mean? Like, that is the end of every binge. Rehab. So I went to this rehab. I don't know if I told you guys about the rehab at SOMC at Southern Ohio Medical Center, but it was like you could come to my house and lay on my couch and I could give you a better rehab than this place. They were out of everything. And when you're in withdrawal, your body is going through, your brain literally thinks you're dying. You can look that up. Your brain literally thinks that your body is dying and that you need this substance to stay alive. And it will do anything in the world to get to it. Anything. You will sell your grandma for $0.5 gram. It is a feeling like no other. Like, and so anyway, I get to SMC and they have this program called Breakthrough. And I got on the floor and I noticed that like I was the only one there, and I was like, I'm not sure if that's a good thing or a bad thing. But anyway, my nurse was like rather nice, which helped, but she was just like so chipper, and I was not in the mood for chipper. I was just like, because I knew they had to take blood. And my arms, guys, like, I don't know if you can see how bad my arms are, but they're like the worst arms in the, like, they're the worst. So when someone says, like, we've got to take your blood, I'm like, bye. But I was like, okay, like, I've got to do this. Like, I've got to, like, fight through this. So here comes this girl, and I truly believe that she was 12. She ties my arm off, and she ties me off like, now, mind you, I look like death, like absolute death, and she's treating me like I am like, take a bit, like a little bird. Like, she's treating me like, and so she ties my arm off, and I'm like, listen, I'm not trying to tell you how to do your job, but it's gonna have to be tighter than that. Like, tie it. So she ties it tighter, and I have one vein that's like right here that will occasionally give blood. It does not take shots, but it will give blood. And of course today it doesn't. So they're looking at my arms and they're like, oh, they had to have another girl come in. So, like, they're looking at my arms, and I can't get any medicine to, like, make me feel better because I have to be 24 hours into, like, dope sickness before I can even, like, show up at this place, which is at like, my level, throwing up, diarrhea, like, the shakes, muscle, bone pain, like, pain that you have never felt in your life unless you have been through, like, a harrowing, whatever, a terrible experience. And so they're tying me off, and they're like looking for blood, and they can't find any. So they eventually end up hitting me right here in my thumb, which I have to say was rather painful, but it was like the bloop bloop 2 drops that they needed for a pregnancy test. They needed to verify that I wasn't pregnant before they gave me Suboxone. No. Okay. I've got the ice cream, so you guys can't see my lady bits. Like, I get that you have to verify that I am not pregnant. What I do not get is there is a specific drug called Subutex that is for pregnant girls that are coming off of heroin or opiates. And why not just give me a fucking Subutex and, like, let's get this started. Like, let's get this on the roll. But it didn't work that way. So, eventually, these 2 13-year-olds get, like, 2 drops of blood out of my thumb. And they're like, is that enough? And the lab was like, yes. And I was like, thank God. So, they bring me my Suboxone. And I'm supposed to take 2 milligrams, but they don't have 2 milligrams. So, I have to take 2 1 milligram Suboxone. Okay. Also, It is 75 degrees in my room. And I can't change this. Maintenance has to, like, come up and change it. And I'm, like, burning up at this point, like, ready to rip my skin off. Like, my anxiety is, my blood pressure was, like, I can't remember the numbers, I'm not gonna lie to you, but it was, like, a stupid level. And they were like, you know, we can have maintenance come up and turn it down. And I'm like, well, I'm gonna start throwing up soon, because that is the first, like, I guess, withdrawal symptom that I have. Like, I will get restless legs, and I'll not feel good, like want to rub my legs, and then after that it's like I'm throwing up. And I told this lady this, like, I told her, I know my arms look so bad, I told her this, and I told her, like, if you could just give me, like, 50 milligrams of Librium, which is a benzo that they give you that helps you calm down, and it helps you with, like, anxiety. I was like, if you could just give me, like, 50 milligrams of Librium, like, it would help to the max. Like, it would help so much. And she gets over the speaker, and she's like, do we have any Librium? And the woman on the other end is like, we're actually out of Librium. And she's like, we have 5s, I believe. She was like, but the last time I checked, the 5s were gone. I can check again. So I am now throwing up. And you know there's like weird sock things at the hospital that they give you to throw up in. Like, what the fuck are those? But like, I'm now like physically throwing up. And she brings me to Valium. And then the bitch is like, well, I still have Zofran up my sleeve. You haven't given me Zofran? Like, I told you the first thing I'm gonna do is throw up, and you haven't even, like, it hasn't even crossed your fucking simple mind that I might need some Zofran. Like, and Zofran is like nothing. Like, they can give you Zofran in jail. Like, Zofran's nothing. And it's like a Finnegan, you know what I mean? Like, it's a nausea pill. Like, it's definitely not anything that's gonna fuck me up. So she's like, I still have Zofran up my sleeve. And the lady on the other end of the, like, walkie-talkie thing laughed. And it pissed me off so much. I said, is something fucking funny to you guys? Like, is this funny? And I looked at my mom and I told her, like, I'm about to get the fuck up out of here and leave. Like, and my mom is in tears at this point. Like, can't you give her an injection? Can't you, like, give her something that is not oral? We talked about this before we even got to the hospital. Like, we discussed this. Like, I can't swallow. Can't swallow. It just, sorry. Like, I can't. I just can't. Like, I will puke. And I said, Mom, I'm gonna puke thinking about taking a drink of water. Threw up everywhere at the mention of water. So that's kind of we're kind of past that. And I was like, you know what? Fuck you. Fuck this place. Fuck Breakthrough. Fuck y'all. I'm leaving. So I do that. I do exactly that. And I leave. And I go to the doctor that originally recommended Breakthrough. And I told them about the fact that not only did they not have 60-70% of the medicine, the comfort meds, they call them like meds for your legs, meds for like your to calm you down, meds for like your relaxation. They were completely out of those. And not only that, they didn't even give me fucking Zofran. And it was a joke. And the doctor was like, we've acknowledged you've had a bad experience. Like, let's move on. But physically, I am still in full-blown withdrawal. Like, I am still, like, puking, and let me just put it to you this way without being, like, too gross. Bile is coming out, like, both ends. Like, there's nothing in me. My body is burning fuel. Like, there's no fuel left in my body. It's burning things that it should not have to burn. And I couldn't even get any fluids. Like, nothing. So, anyway, the doctor was like, well, we can send you to this place and they can give you some Suboxone. Which is so ironic because this all started over Suboxone. And I was like, listen, I'm not taking Suboxone at this point. At this point, I'm done. I'm done with SMC. I'm done with you. I'm done with your... No one talks to anybody. Like, I'm over it. I'm done. So I leave. So at that point, we're looking for another rehab, basically. So we find one. And it's called Lumiere in Cincinnati. The fucking, oh my god, like the name makes me sick. So you get there. You're supposed to be like 18 hours into being dope sick, and I did a shot before I walked in the door. And I was also pretty stoned. And they take everything. It's like you're going to jail. They take your phone. They take your clothes, your bra, your panties, they take your everything. And they give you this scrub outfit that it's jail scrubs. It's like bright turquoise jail scrubs. Like, there's no other way to put it. Like, they're jail scrubs. So I put on these jail scrubs and I go to the nurse's station. And now remember, this is day one. I'm like 6 hours from doing a shot. I can still swallow pills. And they give me like trazodone, Roboxone, like all of the comfort meds. And I'm just like, blah, 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 and I gobble them all up. And I sleep for a few hours that night. Then day 2 rolls around. And the thing is, like, if you get on their website, it describes it as, like, luxurious, private, spacious rooms, like, da-da-da-da-da. And don't get me wrong, the inside looked great. Like, it looked nice. But, like, I was in my bed for upwards of like 10 hours without anyone checking on me. Like, and like, I was so thirsty. And eventually, they, I was like, I need some meds. I went to the med counter because they don't bring your meds to you. You have to get up and go get your meds. Which I know that doesn't sound like much, but like when you are in like the kind of pain that you're in when you're dope sick, and also your eyes are playing tricks on you, like I'm literally hallucinating at this point. Like, I'm cross-eyed. I have total double vision. I can't see where I'm going. Like, and they're like, you need to go to the nurse's station and get your meds. So, I go to the nurse's station and I get my meds. And what do you think happened? I threw them all up. I threw them all up in front of the nurse. I said, I just threw up. And she said, you feel like you're going to? And I said, no, I just did. And, like, it's all over me. It's all over me. So, she grabbed a trash can and a towel and brings it to me, and she's like, can you wipe the chair down and we'll just throw that towel away? And I was like, okay. And she literally comes out and looks at my puke, like she's like inspecting my puke for the drugs. And I'm like, this is unreal. And this is the type of place that, like, you can't just walk out. Like, if you walk out without your things. They keep your things for 24 hours, which means no phone, no, like, and this is in Cincinnati, so I am literally 2-3 hours from home. And so... And they did that on purpose because I thought maybe, like, it would help me a little bit. So I throw up and they're like, well, you need to go to the hospital. And I was like, okay. So they take me to the hospital. And they didn't take me to the hospital because I was throwing up, because, like, I was sick, or anything like that. They took me to the hospital because I can't have TB tests. And what I mean by that is I'm allergic to TB tests. I react every time. Like, it doesn't matter. So I have to have a chest x-ray. And I go to the hospital, and I get this Australian nurse, and she's like the sweetest person in the world. And I told her, like, listen, I'm dope sick. I'm at this hell of a rehab, and, like, they haven't given me anything, like, and so she gave me a Reglan, which I'm still to this day not sure what that is, but, like, I fucking thank the gods for her, because, like, it actually helped. And, so anyway, they do my chest x-ray. Guess what? I don't have TB. They take me back to the, fucking jail, to Lumiere, and, then they're like, do you want to try to take some meds? And I'm like, Okay, so I took 2 Valium, and this one nurse that was really nice, like, she got me this juice that was like it was like the best thing I had ever tasted in the world because I was so thirsty. My body was so thirsty. Like, water wasn't cutting it. Like, I was so thirsty. And this juice was just like, it was the best. And so they gave me a popsicle, some juice, and sent my ass to bed. So I didn't sleep at all that night. The next night, the nurse practitioner comes in, and he is like the guy that makes the decisions, like, on what drugs I get and stuff like that. And I had gotten up during the night to go to the bathroom to pee once because my body had no fluids. I mean, and I hadn't peed in like 2 days, I don't think. So anyway, this guy comes in there and he's like, how are you feeling? And, you know, like, I'm feeling like shit. And he's like, how come you haven't been taking your meds? And I'm like, I can't get them down. I can't swallow them. And, like, I get this distinct feeling that he is, like, not believing me. And I said, you can ask the nurse, like, I threw up all over the nurse's station. And he was like, well, please try to come out here and get your meds. He spent like less than 5 minutes with me. And then it's back to like 10 hours in the dark with a TV by yourself going through withdrawals. It's just like, it's the worst because you don't have anybody. Like, if I had my mom, like, I could have my mom, like, get me something to drink. I could have my mom, like, fucking, you know, help me take a shower. Like, I could have my mom, like, help me do anything. Like, I just couldn't do anything by myself. And so I decided to get out of bed and try to, like, make an effort. And when I got out of bed, my legs just did not work. So there was a button on the wall, and I hit it, and I said, I need help. And they came back, and they called 911, and everything's so nonchalant. Like, the fucking ambulance finally gets there, and the guy's like, can you stand up for me? And, like, he had to pull me out of bed and put me in, like, the bed that they put you in the ambulance. And he's asking me my symptoms and all that. And at this point, it was just, there was no fluids in my body. There was nothing. My body had no fuel. And I knew that. So I get to the hospital. And some people are nice. you know, like when you're an addict, some people are nice and some people are like, ugh, like, you're the scum of the earth, you're taking up space, like, there's sick people that need to be here, like, so anyway, they couldn't hit me without an ultrasound machine, which, surprise, surprise, like, and the guy that hit me, his name was Trav, and I will never forget him because he was super nice to me, and he was beautiful. He was like the most beautiful man, like, I can't even tell you. And he told me I was a very pretty girl, and like, I swear, I think I like, my heart skipped, like, the heart monitor was on me, and I swear, I think my heart like skipped a beat when he told me that. But like, he finally got an IV in me, and they started fluids. So they started putting fluids in me, and the doctor ordered up Zofran. So this girl comes in and she gives me Zofran. She walks out the door and I puke it out all over the floor. Like, just clear liquid. The same shit that's in the fluid bags. Just, I throw it all up. And this part's kind of embarrassing, but during throwing up, I also shit myself. So, at this point, I'm laying in my own puke and shit, and, like, no one's coming. And it was just like, I wish I had my mom so bad. So finally, I get up, I strip down, I take all my clothes off, I take the fucking sheets off the bed. And it's just pure adrenaline pushing me at this point because I'm so pissed. And I take it off, and I get back in bed, and I cover up with the blanket that doesn't have throw up on it. And finally, some girl comes in, and I told her, like, I couldn't even move my head. I told her, I said I threw up on the other side. Like, and she said, oh, you sure did. I thank God for this girl. She, got 2 towels and cleaned up my puke like it was no big deal. Cleaned up my my bedding and my clothes from before and put them in the laundry bin like it was no big deal. And she said, I feel like I have to tell you this. Sorry, excuse me, fuck it. She said, I feel like I have to tell you this. She was like, in 2012, I was right where you're at. She said, she said that her mom died when she was 29. And she said that she wanted to know what was so fucking great about this little tiny pill that was better than raising her kids, that was better than having a life with her kids. And she found out, and she got strung out really quickly. And she was a nurse, so she had access to unlimited amounts of drugs. And she started to steal drugs from the hospital. And she said that she got caught really quick because, you know, obviously, like, every nurse has to slide their card. Like, it's easy to tell who gets what. And she went to jail. She lost her nursing license. For a while, she had to go to drug rehab. She had to do a whole lot of stuff to get her life back. And she got the award. This part's kind of hard. She got down on her knees beside my bed and she told me, "You're not a monster." She said, "You're not the worst person in the world." She said, "You're not everything that society and addiction tells you that you are." She said, "You were born with this." She said it was just, she said, "It's not your fault." And that was the first time that anyone had told me that it wasn't my fault. That the stealing and the lying and the manipulating and don't get me wrong, I snorted my lines. I did my part. She said, "But this was in you from the beginning." And she said, "Don't blame yourself for a disease." She said, "It's a disease. It's been classified as a disease since the 1950s, and the fact that there's still people out there that think it's true is fucking stupid. That's like saying the sky is fucking orange." And I'm so thankful to that girl. Because she made a difference. She really, on my journey, whatever you want to call it, seeing this nurse get down on her knees and hug me in tears really made a difference to me. And then Lumiere started calling because if I'm not in that bed during count time, they can't charge my insurance for me being there. So God forbid I not be there. So they released me at about 3:30 in the morning. And when I got back, they gave me a shot of Ativan in the ass, and like as I back up, as I was at the hospital, they were giving me Finagrin, Ativan, Zofran. They were giving me all these things, and I was throwing them up, like, almost immediately. And, I really, really, really wish they would have admitted me that night. Because when I got back to Lumiere, it was just too much. And I was done. And I was so sick that they had to literally wheel me into my room and like flop me in my bed. And not only that, this place, Lumiere in Cincinnati, that cost fucking a ton of money, lost over $1,000 of Victoria's Secret stuff and gave my laundry to someone else. And this poison shirt, it's not mine. This came from Lumiere. I have no idea who this belongs to. And it's just, it's fucking sad because, like, I went there genuinely looking for help and genuinely wanting to be better and be able to be the mom that I was and be the person that I was. So the hunt for rehab continues. My insurance is a fucking medical card. It's Care Source, which pretty much pays for you to lay on a mat and flop like a fish and go through it. And they'll pay for oral meds, but they will not pay for IVs. They won't pay for things like that. And that's what's been going on. That's why I've been gone. That's why I've been missing. That's why I've been, like, posting on Instagram like it's the end of the world, because it really feels that way to me. It feels like it feels like I climbed out of this dark hole in this dark abyss, and I thought I was out, and I got sucked right back in. That's honestly how it feels. And it feels like I have no answers. I know that this isn't something that I can do on my own, but I've seriously considered just, like, getting a bunch of comfort meds and going through it on my own at home, and getting back on the medication that I was originally on, that I was doing fucking perfectly fine on, that I was taken off of for no fucking reason. But that is the tea, that is the truth, that is what's going on with me. And it's not that I'm avoiding ASMR. I love ASMR. I would absolutely love to make ASMR for you guys. It's just, at this point, I feel empty. I feel like I have no care and no love to give. I feel like it's all gone. So, I'm really sorry for this long ass, crying ass video of me feeling sorry for myself, but that's what happened. And so now we're going to go through it all over again. And I will. I mean, what choice do I have? I'm not gonna let this disease have me. And I'm not gonna let it take me away from my son. So, but that's that. And that's why I've been MIA, and that's why I've been I guess inconsistent with my uploads and not on top of things and stuff like that. But that's that. So I hope you guys understand, and